around 10:20 somewhere here in the East Coast, because I can't see the time on my phone here at the moment. But I know it's about around that time. Oh, why does that feel cold? Well, no wonder I had the AC on. Let me take that off. I'll leave the AC on. There it goes, back on. Oh, you know what I just thought? I can't do this right now because I gotta do blood work. I just gotta wait. I for like a 1 ounce amount of chocolate, which I'm only having a piece, that I wouldn't do too much to me. But I just remembered I gotta go get blood work. That's where I'm on my way to doing now. I gotta go get blood work done. I do a urine analysis, like a urine test or whatever. So I gotta go take a little, it's about 35-40 minute ride down. That's how far the doctor's office is. And I do this just to check up on my kidney levels, because now that I have one kidney, you know, they got to look at all of that to make sure that this one kidney is functioning and doing everything it's supposed to do. And from the past couple of times they checked it, it seemed to be okay. So we'll see. I got to get some water because I have a very, I need my lip gloss. No, my chapstick. I'm saying lip gloss, chapstick. I need to get some water somewhere because I just, I realized like I better be able to go pee, Because that's like one of the hardest things that I can do is pee. I can't pee on spot. Like I see people that do that and they're like, go ahead and go pee or whatever. And they'll go ahead and pee. Me, I've never been that kind of person. I've never been the type of girl that could just pee on the spot. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't do it. Even when I was a little girl, I remember being 3 years old. That's how my memory goes back far. I was 3 years old. I remember my aunt was with me. And I was at a doctor's office. And I remember she was trying to get me to pee. Because they got a cup and I was like, okay. And I am very pee shy. So, like if someone's sitting in front of me, unless it's my husband, I cannot pee in front of you. It's very hard for me to. So when I was 3, not only did I have a hard time peeing on spot, but I was pee shy. So even if I had to pee, if somebody's standing there with a cup in between my legs, I felt very, very embarrassed. So my aunt took me in the bathroom. I was 3 years old. And I remember just sitting there. She kept saying, pee, pee, come on, pee, pee. She kept yelling because I wouldn't pee. I was sitting in the bathroom for such a long time and I kept squeezing and I couldn't pee. And I was so embarrassed, I could not pee. And then she came out of the bathroom, only had 1 drop of pee. That's all I could get. Only 1 drop of pee came out of my cooch. And then after that, I came out and they were like, yeah, she only did 1 drop. And it was like, wow. They're like, okay, I guess she just doesn't want to pee. I had a very hard bladder since I was a kid. I've always been like that. I don't know. Some people can just pee like down on the spot and they just do it. Me, I can't do that. I don't know how they do that, If it ain't pee shy, it's just I can't pee on spot. It's just never been that way. When I went to school back in 2014 to be, medical assistant, we had to test each other's urines out. So what happened was, we all got our own cups. I drank a lot of water. I made sure I didn't drink anything but water because I was already embarrassed about the idea of someone smelling some stinky pee. So I went ahead and drank a lot of water. I mean, when I had drank a lot of water, I had to go to the bathroom real bad. But the problem was that when I went to the bathroom, the girls followed me with their cups. And I said, I don't know what to do. And all the other girls are peeing on the spot, no problem. All right, got my cup ready. And they put the cap on it. Me, I go in the bathroom and I can't pee because it's like over 15 girls sitting up in front of the stall, and you're like, I can't pee. Candace, what are you doing in there? What's taking so long? And I'm like, I don't know. I was so embarrassed and I could not pee. It was because they were there, and I felt like, they were, it reminded me of my aunt. She kept yelling at me with that cup, like, pee, pee. And she's just sitting there with that cup between my legs. Come on, Candace. Like, come on, hurry up. Getting frustrated. So she's like, oh, come on. I said, I don't think I can pee. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. I said, I think I need to come back. She says, okay, because your partner is waiting for you, because, we all had a partner to test each other's urine. So I waited. So I waited till everybody went out. and I had it, and then it took 10 minutes before my body wanted to go to pee again. So as soon as I felt that, I ran to the bathroom. There was nobody there, and I was able to pee. I don't. It's just weird. So then I went back, and then everyone tested each other's urine, and I smelt the girl's urine. It smelled like coffee, so I knew she drank coffee. Me, my urine was clear as day because I didn't drink nothing but water. So it was very clear. Some people have some stinky urine, and it depends on what you eat. If you eat Brussels sprouts, your urine's gonna stink a little bit. So we had to do a sniff test, and then we had to go and dip things in it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's the story behind the me not the peeing on spot thing. No. So I'm like, I better drink some water. I gotta go get some water. They have like a water there, but I don't know if that's enough time for me to drink and be able to go to the bathroom. So I don't know what time it's 10:28. I don't know. I don't know if I should just stop at a Dunkin' Donuts real quick and just grab a bottle of water. I'm afraid of being late because I think after 15 minutes, that's it, But there's hardly any cars on the road, so that's good. I can't wait till we're done because I want to eat some food. I'm hungry. So yeah, besides that, things have been really good. Things are starting off really good during the New Year's here. With everything is having a good start off, and I'm still not working. I haven't found a job yet, but I went on an interview yesterday, and the lady that's there she really wants to hire us, but the position hasn't opened up yet. So she did the interview before the position even opened up. So she's like, it's going to open up in a few weeks, and then after that you go through a process at the hospital where you got to get all your exemptions and stuff. So me and my coworker, we did a double interview. We were both there. It was pretty cool. I never did that before. And so she likes us both. She's like, I heard a lot about you two, that you guys are the dynamic duo, because we were. We smashed out things together. Like we really were a big team. We get over this guy. He has an oversized load truck. Everyone is passing. See, I put my turning signal. Maybe he'll let me through. Yeah, this guy's gonna take forever. He's gonna hold me up, so I have to get over it. So yeah, she wants to hire us. She says you'll go through something if you don't want to get the flu shot, because I told her it's against my faith to do any flu shots. So getting an exemption, and you have to wear a mask up to April, and I'm fine with that. So, she says it's going to take a few weeks, and that's fine, because I already said I didn't want to rush nothing, and just in case if something else, a better opportunity comes up now, I will jump onto it right now. So that's what I want. And they don't do COVID no more. They took it all off of their market there at the hospital. At least the one I'm at, they don't do COVID shots no more. They took it down. They said don't even give it out no more. They don't even talk about it. They just take it right off the market. They just like, we're not doing it here no more. I'm glad that they did that. They finally found out what kind of fraud that Dr. Fraud was. That's what I call him. They call him Dr. Fraud. See, I call him Dr. Fraud. He was a fraud the whole time. They did the biggest crime against humanity, man. So they took that shot off out of their hospital. They said we're not doing that here. There are still some hospitals, surprisingly, that still want you to get an exemption for that shot, which is stupid, And my brother had to get one. My brother went and told him that he's part of the child of Yahweh. So we're part of the child of Yahweh. We're our faith. We're children of God. We don't believe in that. So I'm glad that he went and got this exemption. And I was going to do the same thing, but now that they don't do the COVID shots at this place, I'm glad. So there's one less shot that I have to worry about to put an exemption in, and that's the flu shot. So I don't do those 2 shots, and I don't mess with those. So my body will do my body will work on its own to take care of the flu. So so I'm glad about that. So we'll see. I don't know which direction I'm going yet, but I'm in no rush. And honestly, I feel relaxed. I for once feel relaxed. Even though I'm busy and I'm doing errands and getting to other things that I can't get around to because I was always busy. Because I'm doing other stuff, including helping out with the baby in between. I just feel relieved, like calm, like not stressed. I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel so like calm. That's what my coworker was saying. Like, I'm busy doing other stuff, as you can see. I'm not done with the day. I gotta cook dinner, gotta go shopping, I gotta take care of bills, I gotta put applications in, I got the baby, certain days of the week, doctor's appointments, like I'm going to one now, but it's just different. You don't feel like you're under pressure. You know what I mean? It's so different. And that's why I'm like thinking about maybe working from home for a little bit, and see how I like it, maybe do something in the medical field, but it requires me not to always be at the office all the time. And that's what I'm hoping, because I feel like this is just nice, just being able to feel this. It just feels peaceful. Like you don't feel like you're in a rush. Oh, I gotta get this done. I gotta get to work. I gotta get rushed, because I felt so overwhelmed. I had no time. Like today, I actually was able to just wash my hair and just take care of it, do a little bit of my eyeliner, makeup stuff. I just feel good. I feel like stress relief and getting my sleep. I don't feel like I'm gonna go, rush. Even though I got things to do, it's not like where I'm on someone else's demand. And that's why I'm like thinking about considering working from home and possibly just only going into like a doctor's office maybe twice a week. I hope so. I really do. I think that it would be really nice. It'd be so stress relieving. And I heard a lot of people that work from home say you get a lot more done versus when you're in an office. And I believe, because when you're working in an office, okay, and around people, is a lot of distractions. You're talking, people calling your name every minute. I can tell you, me and my coworker, we were big witnesses to that one. I go in the office, first thing you do, you hear your name every 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, you hear your name. Candace, I need you. And there's some people who don't like to take initiative to do their work, or they're very needy. So they're calling you every minute for every little thing. You're like, oh my gosh, if you don't shut up, I'm trying to get my work done. You're getting annoyed, and you're like trying to maintain your professionalism. If there's one thing that stresses me the hell out more than anything, more than doing a lot of work, is interruptions, distractions. I can deal with doing a load of work, doing triple tasking, but when someone distracts you and they just constantly calling it, it's the most annoying thing. I can't deal with it. Like the talking on the job, the distractions, I hate that. Like some people come on the job, they just yap, and they talk. I'm like, when I'm at work, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to get to work. That's it. I don't feel like talking. I just want to get shit done, Hey, go home. I want to work. I don't want to talk and yap unless we have nothing to do and we have free time. That's the only time I like to talk, It just gets irritating, and you don't want to be rude to the person. So you're like, yeah, but you deep down, you're like, you feel like telling them, can you please get your work done? I hate that. And there's people like I know that they'll be sitting there, they don't do their work, and they'll just be, like they could just talk for hours upon end. You'll be like, and I don't care what a person does, but I always think to myself, like, I couldn't do that. I would be so annoyed. And I could see two people talking to each other for hours doing their work. I can't do that. That's distracting. Like I just can't do it. It drives me crazy. So I don't, and I believe when people say you get a lot more work done when you work from home, because you don't have the distractions around you. You don't have phones ringing off near you. You're just focused on your work, and that's it. Somebody needs to contact you, they can call you on your phone, and that's it. But when you're at work around people, you got so many different personality types. You got people that like to talk too much, or they just yap, but they don't get their work done as much like you do, and they're just slower workers, And then what ends up happening is they start throwing a workload on you, an extra one, because you're like, I got my work done. Okay, can I take a break? Oh, I need you to do this extra work. You're like, oh, come on. Really? Such and such couldn't catch up, so can you help her? And you're like, oh, no, come on. I don't feel like doing this. I didn't get my work done to do other people's work, So it's very different. It's very, very different. So, I know Trump was saying, like, he wanted to make it where all remote workers go back to work, but that's something I don't agree with, because the way things are now, see, there's evens and odds, but like I said, if you work around people, it's just good in the sense of helping you to be able to cope with your environment, different people. But I just don't agree with everyone going back to work in the office, because you don't know people's circumstances. Some people they got children. Daycare is off the sky. It's skyrocket high now. So, if somebody wanted to get a job, but they have babies, kids, how can they do that if they had to go into an office? And daycare, I hate to say it, I don't trust daycare. I don't trust people. My sister and my friends and everybody, they don't trust people watching their kids. They have family members do it. They're like, hell no. So, and then you got to pay money for it. It's a lot of money now. There's no assistance. I mean, women I know had to quit their jobs when they got rid of like assistance for like childcare, like BCAP and certain things. A lot of women, they all had to quit their jobs or they had to go down part-time. They were having it rough. You're talking about single moms or moms who are even married, but they have to work because their husband don't make enough, even with the big full-time job they have with their second jobs, and it's not enough. So a lot of women were struggling. They were trying to figure out what they're going to do. So I believe that remote jobs are great to have, because of that reason. Because who's to say, like, anything can happen, where you're like, oh, let's say you fall ill. You go through an illness. Disability is not always enough to pay for everything. Let me get around this car because they're driving way too slow for me and I got to get somewhere. Sorry, but I gotta go somewhere. You're driving at like 40 miles an hour when it's 50. Like I got time for this. What time is it? 10:39. I don't know if I have time to stop and get water. I'm gonna have to drink water at the place, but I'm not gonna be able to pee on spot. They're gonna have to wait for me. But but back to what I was saying, like a lot that. Let's say you fall ill and you end up with like an illness, things happen to people and they get weak and they can't drive. They need to be able to work and make some form of income. They don't want to stay on disability because it's not enough sometimes. So they're like, I gotta work, so they're like, let me work from home. So I feel like it's a good thing for for a lot of people, So I don't agree with the whole, let's get rid of remote and make everyone go back to work in the office. I don't agree with that. I think that, it's good for some people, not everybody. Me, I don't need to work from remote, but I would like to because, like I said, with me having such a busy schedule, doing things on top of my work, it's very overwhelming. And the only thing now is that now I'm actually being able to get around to things that I need to do outside of work and be able to find more time and it's more balanced and I don't feel so overwhelmed right now. Like I feel very relaxed. So I'm like, it got me thinking like I really need to get a job that allows me to do both at home and office work. So, that means like you can go in the office like 2-3 times a week and then like maybe 2-3 days of the week, depending on what's going on, you can work from home. So you're not running around doing too much. I just think that it would balance things out a little better. I think I'll get a lot more work done. And I know I would, because that's what everybody says that works from home, to get a lot more work done. And that's what you want, at least that's what I want. So we'll see. That's just everything that's going on now. Things have been starting off very well this New Year's, and we'll see where life takes me. I don't know. I do plan on coming up soon with a couple of Bible study streams, and I do want to do maybe another wine time stream, very soon. I am still debating on whether I want a chat room or not. At first, I was thinking New Year's maybe, but then I just didn't feel like talking to people on New Year's because I was overwhelmed because it was my last day of working for the doctor that retired, and we didn't get home till late. We had so much to do with so little time, so I just didn't feel like talking to people. And I was hormonal. I ain't gonna lie, I was very hormonal that night. So very hormonal, not in a good mood to talk to people, So I'll see. I don't know. Like if I do, like I said, I'm doing random pop-up stream, like chat rooms if I do choose to, because I don't want people to know when I'm gonna have a chat. I'd just rather do it like off spot, like no planning, no nothing. It just comes up out of nowhere. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I do that is because I know that there's just a lot of there's a lot of people out there that they just like to plot things. You know, they like to start trouble. They like issues. So if they know, like, okay, this person is doing a chat room on the 17th. I know such and such goes over there. Let me go, on that day, I'm going to plan to come over there and start something. So because of that reason, I'm very much like that, where I'm very sporadic with chat rooms. And I'm not going to have them a lot of times. Like, I only had, altogether, only had 4 chat rooms altogether last year. That was New Year's, I think. Then I had another one for, I went 6 months. And then I had another chat room during the day after my surgery. I think it was when I came home from surgery. Then I had another one with a good friend of mine. It's no longer here, but you know, just very quick. It was random. And then my last chat was the end of this past year, 2025. It was very random, and I, you know, came upstairs, and that was my last chat room. So I don't really have a lot of them. So like I said, it's not something I plan on doing a lot anyways, because I'm kind of, I don't know, I've kind of lost interest in having chat rooms like that. But, you know, every once in a while I don't mind having one. So I'll see. You know, it depends on how I feel, what's going on, things like that. You know, it's different. You know, you go through, you know, everything has a beginning and end in life. You know, you go through a phase of certain things, and then you're like, at first I liked it, now I've kind of outgrown it. And that's where I'm at. It's more like, okay, I've outgrown it, and, you know, I've been there and done that. I've never really had any good experiences out of a chat room, honestly. Like, you know, my experiences were very short. Good experiences were very short. You know, it always ends off bad. That's all I've ever gotten out of the experiences. Is it always ends off bad. It never ends off good, where okay, you know, you meet people and you just develop a good relationship and it stays that way. You know, like, it's always, you know, most of them. There's only a few people I can say I've met, and we've always ended off with a good experience, and it's always stayed that way. And those very few people, I'm sure they know who they are, but but most people I end up meeting, and it always ends off with a problem or bad or issues or drama or conflict or deception or lies. And it's just, I just don't want to deal with that ever again. I'm tired of that, you know? So that's another thing that I don't, another reason why I've kind of lost a lot of interest in chat rooms, because I've outgrown it and nothing good came out of it. If something good came out of it, where I had good relationships, formed good relationships with people, and people that are real, that are trustworthy, that mean well for you, it'd be different, because it would be like, okay, it's a better experience because now you connect with those people. But when every time you go on there and it seems like it's just people are there for bad, and then what's the point? And it's the truth. You know, someone said that one time before, like, I come here to start fights and drama. That's all they're there for. They're not there to have a genuine conversation. At least the chat rooms I've went to, you know. There are some chats that I've came across over the years, and the people, unfortunately, don't stream like that often, that are nice. You know, I've went to some Christian chat rooms. One of them was from Brother Joshua, and he's really good. He preaches of the word, and the people in the chat room are so peaceful. And they know how to have a conversation. Like, you can talk to them about different things, and everything stays positive. Even when we have disagreements, like if you have disagreements on like certain views of the Bible, certain things you believe, it always stays positive. It never resorts to people hating somebody, or, you know, somebody calling you names, or someone want to debate. It's just more like, this is what I believe. And they're like, no, brother, sister, you're wrong. That's not what it says. You know, but they know how to stay civil. There you go. They know how to stay civil. You know, and that's why I liked his chat rooms, but he don't have them often because, you know, he's busy, you know, preaching the word, and he doesn't want to make it where he's getting clout. You know what I mean? On the word of God. So, and I understand that. So, but there's a lot of, but most of them, outside of that, most of them are just drama. No one knows how to stay civil. Nobody knows how to just have a normal conversation, a normal disagreement. Everything always ends up with a chaos, problem, and drama, and they don't know when to put it into it. Like, It's one thing to have your beef with somebody and then you have one time, you know, you have your beef with them, you know? These people, what are they doing? They're driving funny. Like, what? Come on. In front of me, they're just like swerving around. Like, come on. Like, you guys are in the way, you know? What time is this? 10:48. I've probably got like 10 minutes before I'll be there. I don't want to stop anywhere. So, you know, it's one thing to have your beef with somebody and it happens. Fights happen. You know, this is unavoidable. You could prevent them, but you can never completely get rid of fights altogether. It's bound to happen sometimes. But when people when you have a fight with somebody and then you just keep on going and fighting and then it's going on for months and ends, that's where it just becomes ridiculous. It's why I call it, that's why I call drama, unnecessary drama and prolonging something and adding fuel to the fire. And that's what they do. So people don't know how to just have a disagreement, have their beef, have their say, and go home and just shut it down, and that's it. People got to keep on going and on going and on going. It's like, okay, you know what? This is getting very old and it's getting annoying. It's like, you know, be an adult, grow up, and learn to settle shit. You know, it shouldn't take you several fights, 10 fights, 15 fights to handle something, to fix something. At this point, you are just enjoying the drama. You just want to have this. It's not like, okay, you have one fight and you guys said what you had to say and settle the beef right then and there, or just say we're going to go on separate ways. There you go. We can't deal with each other. That's it. No, it's just that's the adult way of doing things. Some people just want to be kids, like little high school drama queens, and keep things ongoing. You're like, okay, all right, yep, all right, yeah. You know, it just becomes it gets tiring after a while. So, you know, that's the things, those are the experiences that I've seen over the years with people. It's just they don't know how to just just how to make a deal right then and there. They gotta keep prolonging something. It's like, it's annoying. It's like, you know, like, grow up, be an adult, you know, say what you gotta say and move on. Like, you know, because all this back and forth ain't changing nothing. When have we ever seen anybody come to a mutual agreement in these rooms? Never. Ever. That's one thing I'm going to tell you right now. So all that breathing down someone's neck, fighting and arguing and groping and moping around, is not changing anything. It don't change that person's mind. All you're doing is doing back and forth, doing circles and mazes. That's all you're doing. So it never changed anymore. So what's the point of doing that? Just going back and forth, fighting. Oh, this person lied. Oh, after a while it gets old and you're like, okay, this person's never going to admit to what you want them to admit to. So just get over it. Be an adult, be the bigger person, and grow up. You know, that's how I am. Like, I don't got time for that. So, so then, you know, it just takes away, it takes away even more the joy of ever wanting to go in and really chat with people, because it's just, you already know where it leads off. That's strange. No one's here in this left lane. Everyone's in the right lane. Well, guess what? Candace's staying on the left lane still. I don't care. I don't see no construction up ahead of me, so I'll stay in this lane. But yeah, so that's just it. So I'll see. It depends on how I'm feeling. You know, if it's a certain time of the day and I'm like, okay, you know, depending on how things go, I may have a stream and I may start off slow and greeting people. If I do have one, you know, and within 20 minutes or so, I'll just look at the vibe of the room. If I see people are acting shady, or I feel like someone's trying to bring on drama, I'm just going to be like, all right, guys, well, I got to get going. Good night, or good morning, good rest of the morning, blah, blah, blah. I got to go. Bye-bye. That's me. I'm not going to waste time. Like, you know, if I go on stream and I see it, even starting up, I'm not going to even bother to block people. I'm just going to end the stream. That's what I'm going to do. I don't even waste time with that anymore. Like, you know, I'm just going to be like, okay, it's been 25 minutes of the stream. Seems like things are going well. I guess I'll let go on for another 20 minutes. And if 20 minutes pass, it seems like it's okay, I may go for at least an hour and a half, because after an hour and a half, I get kind of tired from talking. So, and I got things to do. So, you know, I may let it go a full-blown hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But if I go on there and I start noticing people coming in and saying shady things, or you see two enemies in the room and they're looking at each other, talking and saying smart remarks in a passive aggressive way, you already know drama's starting up. It's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna get going. have a good day. And I'm going to shut down. Because the thing with people, they like to do that. They like to bring their filth to other people. And it's like, just start up a big feud. And I know this very well. So like, I'll use my judgment. I'll look at people. I'm very good at that. And I act like I don't see anything, but I see everything. So it's like, okay, well, I see this person, but I'm not going to act like I see it. And I'm going to let things play. And if I see that they're saying shady things to each other, and like the other one is getting mad, or they're like saying stuff like, well, like let's say somebody has, colored braids in their head. And then someone in the room that doesn't like them say something like, yeah, I don't understand how people could wear colored braids on. You're going to know that they're referring to the other person in the room on their picture. And you're going to say, okay, this person's trying to start drama. All right. Guys, I'm going to get going. You guys have a good day, because I already know you guys are enemies and you guys should have been blocked each other. And I don't know why you haven't. And then you're trying to bring your mess somewhere else. So it's like, to me, I just figure like, nope, shut down. I'm not going to even speak. Because it ain't my problem to put my hands on in the first place. So I'll be like, block, shut down the stream. And I'll go a whole 6 to 7 months, maybe a whole year without streaming again. That's me. Like, I just don't have patience. But people do that. They really do that. And they'll try to put you in the midst of that issue and look for more drama. Because their whole goal is to get everybody stacked together to start this whole big feud. And they want to find something to accuse someone of so they can add more problems to the fire. Because that's all they get off by that. They like drama. They like conflict and chaos. That gives them a thrill, like a high. So people like that don't mix with peace. They don't mix with water. So, you already know, like, time to shut the channel down. I'm kind of going old school style. You know how when the old school parents, one kid did something bad, they beat everybody with a belt? That's me. I'm like, one person does something bad in my room, everyone's going to suffer. Everyone's going to go down. That's me. So it's like, okay, at first we're going to have a nice conversation, but, I'm just going to shut it down. I ain't going to even say nothing. If I see it and I see them do something stupid, I'm going to say, okay, guys, I'm going to get going. Have a good day. Goodbye. And that's it. That's exactly how I am now. I don't waste time talking. I don't waste time explaining. You should have known the rules. That's it. It's just somebody trying to come in to start drama and trouble. That's it. So they're not trying to come there to have a decent conversation. They're start problems, and they should have been blocked each other, but they don't, because they know they love each other deep down. They know they love the drama. They love to masturbate off each other's drama. So that's what they love to do. So I don't want to be part of that masturbation right there with you too. You guys go bit in the back room. You guys go somewhere else with that. I don't want to be a part of your stuff. Okay. And that's true. They really do like that. A lot of people that do that, deep down, they really like each other and they really do love the drama, and they're just toxic people. They love toxicity. You ever see these relationships where like these couples that just constantly fighting over everything, and they hate each other, they're throwing stuff at each other, and oh fuck you, and blah, 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 and they walk out the door, and then they they're hitting each other's cars, they're throwing each other's furniture out, they're hitting each other, you're like, damn, the cops coming, and guess what, they end up right back with each other. Because they're toxic. They both match each other's energy. They're meant for each other. But guess what? People that are of peace ain't meant for that. So, it's like, okay, no, you guys take that elsewhere. You guys love what you do. You love this drama deep down. You probably get turned on by it. Some people get turned on by chaos. So, it makes them have better sex, Okay. That's true. There's some people that, I don't know what it is. They're just weird like that, They love the chaos, the drama so much they get off by it, So that those kind of people, I don't think in any form of way that they'll change or that they care about any rules when you say, hey, no drama. They're just going to try to find a way to sneak it in. So at that moment, you just got to shut it down real quick. Don't even say a word. Just shut down. Every time they do something stupid like that, shut down. That's it. Don't even speak. I don't believe in speaking for everything. I feel like not everything needs to be said. Like some things are just common sense. And so I don't need to say anything. So it's like, okay, if someone says something to you one time and you didn't get it the first time, too bad. Shut down. Shut down, yes. Oh boy, So that's how I do things now, and I rarely have any chats, so that's a good thing. But if I do have one, and like I said, I'll start off and I'll look and see for 20 minutes. If I see like anybody's doing something stupid, the stream is shut down within 20 minutes. And depending on how I feel, I may just restart a stream without it and just continue whatever I was talking about. Or if I have things to do, I'll just do it another time. That's what I do. Back in the days, back then I would go and I'll try to explain things, and I'll have my own commentary on things and say, hey, what's going on? Oh, please, no drama. Nope, I'm not going to say that. I was going to shut right down. That's it. I'm a very impatient person now, like with certain things. Oh boy, what's that in the middle of the street? I have to ride around that. I put my turning signals on so they can see behind me so no crashes happen. Almost getting to where I have to be. Almost. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's 10:58. Oh boy. I mean, I should be there in 5 minutes. As long as I'm not there past 15 minutes, we're good. As soon as I get out of there, I'm going to be getting myself something to eat. I got to go food shopping because I'm going to cook hubby some food tonight. I think he wants me to make grilled chicken. I'm glad that he is, because he doesn't eat grilled chicken before. He would eat like, remember I mentioned he, but he's willing to do grilled chicken. So I'm going to make some grilled chicken for him, slice it up and put it over some like white rice, because he doesn't eat anything but white rice. He's a very picky eater. And I'll either make some corn or string beans for him. Me, I want to make myself a nice grilled chicken with bacon sandwich. Oh my gosh. I want to buy some bacon, get some cheese, and grill that chicken on there. And I'm going to season inside the chicken breast, like, cut inside of it, put the seasonings inside of it, and season the outside, put some olive oil in it. Ooh, throw it on that grill. And then I'm going to cook up some bacon. And I'm going to put that on top with some cheese, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. And a side salad on the sides of cranberry and walnuts. And there you go. I'm good. I can't wait. I'm about that tonight. I'm like, that sounds so good right now. So I got to go get some bacon. Yeah, cook up some bacon. My husband don't eat bacon. And I'm like, I don't understand for the life of me why he doesn't, but he doesn't. I guess that's a good thing, because, it's not the healthiest thing in the world to eat, but a couple pieces of bacon won't hurt you. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a grilled chicken sandwich, like how they do with Chick-fil-A. Let me get around these people. Come on, guy. Go, go, go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ugh, take it forever. Oh, all right. We'll probably be like maybe 3-5 minutes late. That's not too bad. As long as I don't want to get there too late. I just want to pee quick and get this done. And I got to drink a lot of water. As soon as I walk in there, I'm going to just drink like 2 big glasses of water. And hopefully within like 10-15 minutes of the visit, I can go, because I want to be out, because I want to eat. I'm hungry, I need to eat. I haven't eaten since last night. I'm hungry. I didn't drink no coffee this morning, nothing. I just have water. Oh. We're going to turn this way. See the hospital sign there. Get around this way. It's actually a nice day today. It's 40, well, when I last checked, it was 40 degrees. It's probably going to be very nice today, like a 45, 50 degree weather, which is not too bad for the winter. So I have just a small little sweater with me, because it's not really that bad outside right now. I'm really hoping for a early spring. Come on, man. What's taking so long, It's a 4-way stop. I go first. Oh. So yeah, I hope spring comes early, like maybe March or early April. The days will get longer. I can do a lot more. I still haven't gotten around to doing my my museum visits. I said I wanted to do that for the winter, like go to a couple of trips to the museum. So I'm thinking like right now is the best time to do that. So I'm gonna pick some days to do that on, where I just go to the museum and visit. You know, I know they have a lot of museums out there in Philadelphia, so it's a lot of places to go. So I just want to visit some museums. I love seeing history and different things. So I think it's a good time to do that now. All work, 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 and no play. It's time to play now for a little before I go back to doing full-time work. So that's what I want to do. All right, I'm approaching the alcoholic beverage because I can only still have like 5 to 6 ounce glass, and that's it. I like to get at least 2 glasses. I like to get a little nice buzz in. Let's see. Get over here this way. Hopefully got a little space around here. See that nice parking spot right there near the building. Oh, here goes one right here. There. No, someone took it. Oh, I thought it was a free parking spot. Let's see if I can find something here. I have to park all the way in the back. Is there anything here? See if there's anyone in here. There's no parking spots around here. Parking spots available. It's annoying. I'm not trying to park across the street. The only thing I hate about coming to like the city areas, like you never find any parking anywhere. See anybody? Yeah, he's looking for one too. He probably can't find one. He's probably annoyed. And normally they have some available, but I guess maybe it's the time that I came because it's in the middle of the morning time. I mean, there's literally no parking spots. Like this is. It's nothing. What time is it? 11:06. Come on. Oh, it's handicap. Come on. You can't go to that way. What the heck? Like, where's all the parking spots at? I don't know what he's doing. Let me get around him because he's. Fire lane entry. Anything around here? Oh, I have to go across the street. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to probably. Is there anything here? Do not enter from the trade. Okay, Let's see, it's more down this way. I don't know what's down here, but it's like nothing. Parking is permitted for hospital patients, visitors, staff only. Okay. That's all right. All right, doctor's parking lot. Okay. Okay. All the way down here. This is very annoying. Like, come on, man. He's just sitting there. Come on. Ugh. Is anything down there? It's like literally nothing. Like, where? This is like unusual. I normally don't see this many spots unavailable. Let's see. Let me go down this way. Okay, I'm gonna have to park all the way down here, I guess. All right, this is the only last 3 here. Let me park down here, all the way to the back. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to run. Gosh. All right, I'm gonna bye. Bye.